Hey, welcome back, everybody. You know, Max Holloway is a guy who's locally born and raised, but known around the world as one of the top-ranked MMA fighters. And he'll tell you, a lot of recent success is due to his coach, Ivan Flores, a guy who goes to work every day knowing he's going to take some dirty lickings. A graduate of WAIANAE High School, Max Holloway walks around with a pretty good-sized chip on his shoulder. And why not? He's earned it, both inside the ring as a top-ranked MMA fighter and outside of it too. But with all that confidence, there was also a strong sense of humility, embedded in his philosophy that nothing is served up on a silver platter.
And a lot of people walk through this world, they feel like they own something. This world owns something. Your mom, your grand, your wife, blah, blah, blah. Somebody owes you something. No. If you go through life thinking that no one owes you nothing, life is much better.
And getting even better is something he's always striving for. Which is where Ivan Flores enters the picture.
Ivan, he's smart, man. He's a technician. He's a doctor. If he wasn't a fighter or whatever, I think he'd probably be a doctor because he's so smart, the way he digests stuff and everything. So it's great, you know, having a man like that in the corner and, you know, having another brain that he knows how I want to fight. I'm a striker. He's a striker. You know where I come from, and we come out with pretty good game plans.
Flores understands what it's like to be in Holloway's world. That's because he's lived it.
I started out pretty young. I was about 18, 19, and I already got my feet wet. I think I had my first pro fight like 19 or 20 years old. I had 13 pro fights. I was 11-2 as a pro between pro Muay Thai and MMA.
But you were a few years ahead of the curve, huh?
Yeah, it was kind of tough. It was hard to find fights back then because back then it was still kind of considered like cockfighting with MMA. Our first fight was like bare knuckles for like $200, you know, so it was difficult.
Obviously, much has changed in the fight game. Unfortunately for Flores, he was just a few years ahead of the big money curve.
It's just incredible, you know, there's a part of me where it's just like, it's just amazing to have seen this journey where it is right now, but there's part of me too, the warrior side, where I'm like, oh man, if only it was a little bit earlier, you know?
Although he admits to missing the competition, Flores also says he's at peace with his new role as a full-time coach and trainer, a role where he says he can do more good than he could have ever done as a fighter.
Boom, 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 clap.
Oh man, it's a blessing, you know. I started working with Max about 3 years ago now, 9 fights ago. And, you know, it started as trying to help this guy kind of, I guess, keep his job in the UFC. To now, he's the #3 ranked featherweight in the world. But honestly, he's really the next title contender for the World Championship. So just to see his maturity, be a part of the team and watch his maturity grow and develop as a man and as a fighter, it's been incredible. I'm blessed. I've been all around the world with him, you know, so I'm really fortunate.
Although Flores has helped take Team Holloway to a new level, undefeated in their first 9 fights together, it doesn't come easy. As Holloway's striking coach, he's often on the receiving end of what he teaches his prized pupil. And he loves every second of it.
Pretty much. So it's kind of a love-hate relationship. I mean, I love doing this and whatnot, but at age 40, it takes a lot more to get me going and a lot more to keep me intact. And yeah, after a while, it accumulates.
So what's it like going to work every day knowing that you're going to get kicked in the head by one of the world's best MMA fighters?
Tom.
Oh man, you know, it's like, fortunately, majority of the work with him, I hold pads for him, but when I do have to put in the gloves with him and whatnot, I like to think that a relationship is good. He's not going to hurt me, you know?
He's over here pushing me to my limit on the bag drills and always trying to break me. So if I can pop him with one, it's always fun to be like, yeah, you know. And even when we're playing around and I get to get him in and I get to triple him or something, catch his kick and I triple him, he flies on his back. It's just always funny.
And though he'd love to fight back, at least on occasion, Ivan knows his role and his limitations.
Clap.
I still have the competitive
Clap.
juices, but
Clap.
I'm also a little more
Clap.
responsible and mature. Self-preservation.
Truth be told, it's not about proving anything for Flores, but rather working for the team and making everybody around him that much better.
And Ivan's here to help me, you know. He wants to show me and tell me everything, every knowledge and everything he knows. He wants to pour it on me, and if it works for me, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, he's a perfectionist, and he wants me to be perfect. You know, it's hard to be perfect, but if you're not striving to be perfect, then what are you striving for? You know, you just go be an average Joe. I ain't trying to be an average Joe.
And Flores is hardly your average coach. In fact, being a fighter and a trainer is his second career.
I was the executive chef before this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I ran Buzz's Lanikai.
Some people say if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. You went from the kitchen someplace even hotter.
Yeah. But I love this way more. I mean, the stress with this is good stress. You know, the growing pains with this is good stuff.
These days, the only thing Ivan wants to cook up are champions and positivity.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the fastest growing sport in the world now. You have everyone doing. You go to different various gyms and whatnot, and they have fitness, MMA fitness for kids, for women and whatnot. I mean, majority of my students don't ever want to compete. Yeah. You know, they've never competed and they don't want to compete.
You know, he don't care about the spotlight, and he really doesn't care about the money or whatever, you know. And I respect him for that, you know. And it was cool, you know. It's when you go in there, it's not a, you know, like how you said this and that. It's not more he's trying to get me. He's trying to show me, like, look, this might work for you. You know, this works for me. Here, you try it. You take it. You know, it's just knowledge. He's trying to pass down his knowledge.
And if Max just happens to use that knowledge to land a kick or two on his coach, he knows that in the end, it's Ivan that will always have the last laugh.
The famous thing is like one more and then we're done. And I do one more and he's like, no. You remember that time you kicked me? Yeah, let's do one more now, you know? So he always gets me back like that, but you know, he's pushing me to be great, that's why. And I wouldn't want it any other way.
It's a labor of love, it has to be. Yeah. I don't exactly plan on getting rich doing this, but I'm rich in life doing this.
Couple of hard-working guys right there, and hopefully very soon they're going to get themselves a world title fight. Who knows? Maybe even right here in Hawaii.